Okay, let's give that another second. But hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the AlgoDynamix Podcast Series. And it is a podcast, so we're going to switch off the cameras in a second. But I thought I'll just give you a quick sneak preview. Actually, this is London Canary Wharf, so I don't know. It's great, obviously, but I thought that's worth doing, actually. I think there's a shard in the background there and the walkie-talkie building. So I thought I'd just give you a quick sneak preview. And then I'll switch off now because it is a podcast series. So welcome. So first things first, quick audio check. Brian, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Hello.
Magic. And then likewise, Tarun, is this working? Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you, Jeremy.
Okay. Absolutely magic. So there we go. We get people sort of getting in there. So Brian, thank you. Thank you very much for attending. Thank you very much for signing up. I think you've got an amazing background, amazing experience.
Thanks.
So I think, going to delve into that.
Yeah, of course.
Ask lots of questions. So, free flowing. And then,
Uh-oh.
Okay, so
you scared me for a minute.
Second part, we'll open it to Q&A basically, so
okay.
We'll get people to sort of, ask questions and everything else. So, Brian, you've done a lot. You've seen a lot of experience. I'm not going to throw them all at you, but you have done a lot in terms of trading strategies and investment philosophy. So, anything you want to comment on in terms of high frequency trading versus trend following versus arbitrage or fundamentals? What are your sort of pick out a few topics and what are your sort of initial reactions when you hear some of these big buzzwords?
Well,
so go ahead.
I've been doing this for 14 years, so I think it might be best to say where I'm at and where we're going with AI and strategy development and the like. What I'm finding is I've been doing quite a lot of AI lately since December. I've been fooling around with pretty all the major LLMs out there, and what I call it code generation, but they call it vibe coding, and it's revolutionary. I'm at a point now where I can feed in, and I'm moving into futures and options. So I have an AI that will do a full detailed report of every single futures contract instrument out there. I can supply, and there's about 50 of them. I can supply those, combine those into one newer prompt, feed it into another AI, and then come up with a very detailed summary of all the available strategies that are at my option. I can provide an allocation of, let's say, 50, 100K, a million, and it'll tell me exactly what I should do. And then the next step is I can take that and then say, okay, here's the strategies I want for this particular instrument using these data sets, and then be able to actually design and fully implement a runnable coding strategy that could be live traded with a front end as well. I mean, that's where we're at. So that's what I've been
just to be clear, just unwrap that a bit, actually, Brian. So you provide the data to the large language model, so you provide some instruments, and it literally comes back with ideas and strategies. Is that what you're saying, Brian?
That's right. Yeah.
Wow.
And it's fully that fully advanced because remember, I'm doing it on a very difficult asset class, which is really there's equity on options, and I'm focusing more on options on futures. So
wow, okay.
I can do it that, and also I can combine it with a load of future strategies as well. So I can come back with synthetic option strategy suggestions, the allocation on what to do day one, day two. It's that advanced. So yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
What you just said.
Absolutely amazing. So maybe just peeling a step back, that which is definitely quite advanced. So I think that's one aspect. The other aspect too is I think this is somewhat I think you also like your fundamental strategies then, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially I should mention that as well, because a lot of traders will focus on back testing and current day. Especially with a high volatile market, you want to focus on forward guide. Like let's say if it's just stocks, you want to really focus on stocks that are issuing a forward guidance, because if they're issuing some form of forward guidance, that means they're confident in their outlook. So that's the sort of companies you want to focus on and look for those kind of companies. So there's different strategies for where we're at now, which is probably the hardest market regime. And it's always this statement. There's two things that come out of it. The best traders will always come out of highly volatile, unpredictable market. Those always will define the best traders. On top of even one guy told me the quote, one judge in the market is the markets themselves. So if you're profitable or not is what you should be aiming for, especially in this market. So I'm not sure if that answers kind of generally the question.
So forward, so
yes, but
I guess analyst rating. Then I guess is that
well, yeah, you can look at analyst ratings. You can also look at what the actual company themselves are issuing on their guidance, things like that, because it's all pointing back to what the company is issuing. Because a lot of companies, when they don't feel confident in their market outlook, they won't issue a forward guidance. So you want to focus on those companies that do issue some kind of guidance themselves, coming out right out of the management. Because if they focus and say we're going to be up 5% in the market, and at that time they get killed on the stock price. So that's why a lot of companies will not issue a forward guidance. But that's the sort of thing I'd look for in these kind of markets when it's highly volatile, especially if you're in the stock market or equity market.
Okay, so forward guidance and then using that as a sort of one of the input parameters as a decision.
Yeah, that would be one of them. And obviously, depending upon your risk profile, if you're closer or going into retirement, obviously you want to focus on dividend income opportunities with a lot of companies as well, like with, I don't know if you have them over in the UK, real estate investment trusts, those sort of things.
Yes, we have them all, actually. That's right,
yeah, the same thing, yeah.
No, brilliant, actually. Okay, so forward action. So that sounds quite fundamental in that respect, right? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And the thing I might want to state is also a lot of people use technical analysis as a way to predict the future.
Yeah.
From what I'm seeing, the best way to do is pick your stocks that you're interested, put them on a watch list, and then use your technical analysis to time those positions.
Interesting.
Trades.
Okay, nice strategy.
Yeah.
So then, moving average type thing, Bollinger Bands? Or
Moving average crosses are probably the most reliable. RSI is good. Because when I used a platform called MotoWave, which I absolutely love, they provided like over 300 indicators. And I went through a lot of them and I found a lot of those indicators lag. So that's the problem with timing positions. They lag, right?
Yeah.
So absolutely. RSI, MACD, moving averages, they don't really lag a whole lot compared to other instruments or indicators as well. So
yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you, Brian.
No
Jeremy, it seems as though there's some people in the waiting room.
I've seen actually, Terry. I'll suggest let's go through the whole thing actually, and there might be slight delay or there might be recording, unfortunately, Terry. I think noted, unfortunately, there's problems getting in there, but I think let's just continue that one. So Brian, yes, good fundamentals, careful with like indicators, MACD, and everything else, and then you just build your trading strategies. So that's relatively straightforward. Well, not saying straightforward, but that's definitely a good approach to do that, isn't it? Then so.
But again, it depends upon your what you're watching, what you're wanting to trade, because stocks and equity are totally different from something like crypto. So it's a different mindset when it comes to what asset class you're trying to trade. So it's a different set of answers when it comes to crypto, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get sort of forward analysts estimates on crypto, are you? I think so.
No, that's the problem.
Okay, that's on that one. So I think that's on the equity side. I mean, equities, it's a very rich source, isn't it? With thousands and thousands of companies around the world. So
I mean, there's over 5,000 in the US alone. So
rich pickings, actually.
Yes, sir. And then there's ETFs on top of that, mutual funds. So
I think there's more ETFs than equities, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I know there's about 900 that Interactive Brokers supports. So that's just one broker, right?
I know, actually. So I think you mentioned the other one too. One of my favorites, obviously, is crypto. Brian, so
I love crypto.
I love crypto. Any thoughts on that one? How to trade crypto? How we sort of go about? Yeah.
As I was saying earlier, the problem with crypto, it's unpredictable, and as you said, there's really no underlying story behind a crypto coin. So there's a lot of unpredictability. So as you were mentioning, one of the best strategy types to trade with crypto is mean reversion.
Interesting.
Yeah,
mean reversion.
Because you can trade and profit off of mean reversion.
Okay, that's all good.
And the other thing to look out for is the trading volume as well, because you can get a lot of mispriced price. Again, it depends upon your exchange that you're on, but you can get a lot of mispricing on the crypto coins if they're has a low volume, so you have to keep that.
That's more of an arbitrage strategy again, isn't it, Brian? So you're across different exchanges and sort of buying one, selling the other. I guess
you could do that in the heyday of Bitcoin and when Bitcoin was going crazy and had that strong upward momentum. Yeah. I think there might, but I think a lot of that's been tightened up now.
Yes. Yeah.
over the last few years. So
I think that's, but maybe on the meme coins, it's not exactly my thing, but I think there's probably thousands of opportunities there, right? In the smaller
probably,
space, yeah.
like if you're trading Doge and there's alerts going out and they go crazy, a Doge can move, and then the problem is they'll predict, oh yeah, Doge will go up, and then it doesn't move.
Well, yes, okay. I think
That's a part of the problem.
That's the sort of political situation, isn't it? Really. So
Yeah.
that's interesting. So okay, cover that one. I don't know if you want to say a few words about other asset classes. Not very. I think foreign exchange we covered briefly, or anything else you want to sort of.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
right now, as I was mentioning, I've gone kind of deep in the options and futures. I think right now, as we
Yes.
go into an uncertain market, we'll call it, as I was mentioning, that July 7th is the day when all the tariffs go back on, so we can get more craziness and really, as my own portfolio manager will say, like elevator drops in the market.
Yes.
You have to prepare for that. So there's a couple of things you have to be aware of moving ahead. Is correlation is very important, but most pros will want to be in uncorrelated assets. So that would mean no treasury, no US dollar, maybe even no US stock as well. So finding those are kind of hard. So what I'm finding where most direction and predictability is right now is either in agricultural products or in currencies. That's in the futures market and options market.
Interesting. Okay.
So it'd be currencies,
Yeah, agriculture and currency. So.
Because everyone forgets about agriculture, but we all still need to eat, right?
Yeah, well, yes. I think whatever happens globally. So.
Or tell your Swiss friends about cocoa as well, right?
We did just have our event actually.
Yeah.
Fascinating, Brian. So I think that's what that was. So I think just moving on. You briefly touched on the vibe coding, and listen, we're all very excited. Slightly, I guess, maybe slightly. What's the term? Actually, sort of putting a certain question in your mouth. Is it good? Is it reliable? Is it
Well,
is it scale? Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Reliability is another question, but can you develop pieces of code where you could have a front end and a back end to run a customized strategy that yet again is implemented and automatically implemented by an AI, and then being able to code that up, even to get it to a runnable state takes it a long time. So depending upon the language you're using, let's say if you're using C++, is it reliable and you don't understand what's being generated in the code and you don't know how to fix it? That's a problem in itself, meaning it can be unreliable, but depends upon your coding experience. But if you decide to do something in something like Python, which is a little easier to work with, and you know how to hack at it, 100% AI can be reliable. Or with more advanced LLMs or models like Anthropic, you can tell it, please correct this little piece of code if there's an error or an exception being thrown. And it will go out and actually implement fixes for that code. But the key thing here is that where that works is when you start using more, as I said, the more advanced models like Claude 3.7 Sonnet.
Interesting, yeah.
But you have to look for it has to have the reasoning, because that's where the debugging comes in, is using the reasoning on it'll look at the exception message and then it'll go back in the code and actually pretty well at some point fix it. It's that good.
So more Claude, and then I think you mentioned Python, so more of a Python play and less of a C++ Java play. Is that correct, Brian? Yeah.
It can do C++, but the problem is that unless you're really an expert at C++, and the code from what I'm seeing is quite clean and simple, and it's well documented in the comments itself, so you can debug it. But with C, because of the error messages that come out, I'll just say, sorry, segment default, and that's the message you get. But sometimes, specifically in Python, it'll give you a very specific error message or exception message in this line, and you feed that back in the AI.
Which is, I guess it's more of a sort of modern, if I can use that term. Actually, I think C++ can be a bit clunky sometimes, right?
It depends upon the messaging. But again, if you're using in your coding like some kind of logging in the actual code, and then you can use the log as part of the input to fix the problem, you could do that. I haven't tried that yet, but it's something that is an option that down the line it may be able to correct C++ advanced code, you could call it. But definitely with Python, it's really good.
Interesting. Thanks for sharing that. I think
no problem. That's where we're at now. And a lot of people say AI is not reliable. Well,
It depends. It's subtle, isn't it? That's why having people like yourselves on the call, Brian, I think it makes all the difference, right? About
I've been using it for 6 months, and I don't think I'll ever go back to hand coding again. It's just the answers so fast. You're just going in and doing little pieces of patchwork here and there, and then plugging in code. And it depends upon how you design and architect the code as well. I used to like to design monolithic systems, but now I just like simple scripts, like how Python should be used, like a shell programming language or whatever else, which is just a basic simple script, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you can add on your HTML as the front end, and it will be able to generate both files. If you want an HTML with JavaScript, it'll generate that as the front end, and then you can use the Python in the back end and put all your logic and even strategy coding logic as well. It's awesome where it's at right now.
Powerful, Brian. Okay. So
yeah, it is.
The other sort of flip side, not the other side. So obviously, programming language strategies. Any comments on brokers? Because we touched upon that briefly, actually. Obviously considering brokers. Yes, exactly.
I don't want to sit here and plug brokers. Can I? Well, I mean, like everyone's on interactive brokers. Did you want me to talk about? Okay,
definitely.
Interactive brokers was built by a programmer like Tibor. I can't remember his last name. He was an actual tech guy. He was the guy that came up with the tablets you see in the olden days. In Wall Street and the pits, that he invented that. So then he went out and obviously started interactive brokers. So it was a brokerage for programmers. That's the original concept of interactive brokers. So they're always friendly towards programmers, but we know about a lot of the limitations with the software and the trader workstation. And it's kind of hokey. But the thing is with the AI, it can work with the TWS because the Interactive Brokers API is part of the databases of what LLMs use. So there is that. Yeah. And if you'd want to move away from that, you can also, and I've tested it where you can use, the fixed protocol, right?
Yes.
The gateway, yes. You can use that as well as part of your code generation as well. So there is that as an option. I haven't tried it myself to see if it's reliable, but again, you're able to develop some kind of code base with it. So with interactive brokers, yes, you can use AI with. There's a new broker coming out of Asia that I met 2 days ago, and their software. See, the problem is when you have TradingView is a great platform, and there's enough scripts out there that will work with the Pine script, the proprietary language of TradingView. Yes. So there's that as implementing with AI is another option. The thing is, with this new brokerage that started a few years ago, they are now in their desktop software able to build out where you have the little code button. It's actually going to start generating Python as well.
Wow.
In their software. And that's going to be a game changer, I think, because everybody wants to use Python and not some proprietary language coming from the broker or the platform. So that's going to be a game changer as that brokerage starts to percolate throughout the world. They're trying to be like an interactive brokers, basically.
But give us a bit more context, because but that language, it's not specifically tied to the broker, is it, Brian? That's a sort of,
TradingView is a great example. Largest platform on the planet. They have PineScript, right? Yeah, so with PineScript, it's proprietary. So for me, if I like developing in Python, and now I want to work with TradingView, if TradingView said, okay, we're getting rid of PineScript and we're only going to support Python, that broker would own the whole market, and there's no one else to go to. But because of it, we have to learn a new language. That's a problem, and a lot of people will stay away from using a platform like a TradingView because of that. Or MetaTrader as another example. So if they support Python, which is the most popular language out there, I think whatever broker will start to really creep in and build out their market share and be able to own the market. And it's just a standard language to work with. And it's the easiest language to work with as well. So that's a big factor as well, right?
That makes sense, and actually, because there was, it's sort of related. There was not quite by that problem again about, I think NinjaTrader was
C#,
and that was quite. What was the story there? Hang on.
By Kraken. Yeah, so that's another example where Coinbase is trying to get in there and become more of a financial company. Binance was doing the same thing years ago, Well,
Yeah.
Kraken is different. They've always been probably one of the oldest crypto exchanges out there.
Yeah.
They have excellent customer support. So that's another big bonus with them. The thing is with Kraken is that they went out and bought NinjaTrader, the trading platform, which is kind of a broker as well.
Yeah.
So now they're getting into the game of being a standard US-based stock broker. That's a huge deal, right? And that was a $1.2 billion purchase or something.
Yeah,
and they're doing an IPO later in the fall as well. So they're going to be an interesting company to watch and a platform as well. I love Kraken, so I'm not here to plug Kraken.
Yes, well, listen, Brian, I mean, you're not being sponsored or paid by any of them, so I don't think you are. So
I just speak from experience,
Yeah, good, actually. I mean, it's why here, Brian, absolutely, share the know-how, share the experience, I think.
No problem.
That's what people like yourselves to have you there, basically. So I think that's it. So listen, covered brokers, covered crypto. I think we've done a lot there. That sort of open question about, that sounds a bit cheesy. Where do you see things in 5 to 10 years? What do you think the future holds in terms of both, systematic trading and people like ourselves?
Well, someone just sent me an article this morning with all the buzz with what's happening in Saudi Arabia and Qatar. Is that now all of a sudden Saudi Arabia is now wanting to get big time into the high frequency trading game. So you can imagine they're one of the biggest sovereign funds in the Middle East, and now they're looking for HFT talent. You can imagine where the future's going there in that space, right? I hope that answers that. That just came out this morning. So,
God, I mean, the Saudi Arabia play, that's the whole thing, isn't it? Anyway, that's like, well, okay. Good. So, because I mean, such interesting times in terms of technology and the brokers and access and crypto, and I think it's golden era actually. And then, listen, shameless plug. I think Tarun will come on to that, but actually, on that note, Brian, do you want to say a few more thoughts about that whole geopolitics and economics and opportunity?
Well, I think, obviously the politics going to have an influence on where things go, but it's going to get more advanced. It's going to get much easier for people to move into algo trading, we'll call it. And a lot, but from the firm side, I'm starting to see where AI is. Do they really need all these trading desks? Do they need all these research folks? Because the power is there, is within these LLMs or the large language models. I haven't mentioned or what they are, but the power is there to do so much that a lot of the quant researchers and a lot of the coders can do. It's all there. So I don't want to say it's going to replace it or not, but I think the writing's on the wall in some ways, right? So it depends upon how you harness that and what side of are you self-employed or not employed? As if you're not employed and you want to get in the space, the opportunities there that you can now trade like an HFT person or however you want to go with the power of AI. So it brings a lot of strength, a lot of opportunities. Yeah, a lot of strength.
Opportunity.
I should say it levels the playing field right across the board. That's the good thing. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that's gone are the days of needing that sort of excessive God knows what actually.
Yeah, exactly.
And data factories and everything else. So good actually. On that note, I'm probably going to hand over to Tarun. We'll take a short break and more people have joined. I do need to be clear. We appear to have some technicalities. So Brian, don't worry, it's recorded. We're live. We're good. We'll send out the recording to everybody. So we'll make sure everybody gets to sort of the replay. But we might be a bit low on live attendance. So okay, Dylan's there, Brian Norton's there, so we have people joining us. So Tarun, do you want to give us maybe just a sort of unmute yourself and give us a sort of overview of what you're seeing? Because I mean, it's sort of confirming what Brian's saying, big times and where we're seeing the growth. So go ahead, Tarun, go ahead. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you, Jeremy. Yes, we've been seeing a tremendous amount of growth, especially in the crypto space. For those of you who are tuning in for the first time, my name is Tarun. I'm the president of AlgoDynamix North America. AlgoDynamix is a UK data analytics firm. We specialize in providing price forecasting for the financial markets. We cover the global equities markets, the crypto markets. We're very big into crypto. And the commodities markets as well. We have a number of partnerships globally. In Hong Kong, we have a long-short crypto fund with Jacobian Capital, a startup quantitative trading firm. We also have an equities fund in California in Silicon Valley with R42, a very prominent VC firm. That fund seeks to outperform the S&P 500 benchmark using our analytics. And in the coming months, we'll be launching another long-short crypto fund in Texas with a startup AI firm called Gorum AI. So a lot happening on our side. And for those of you who want to try out our software, we do offer a 3-month trial package. The total cost is $3,500 US. And we provide you analytics for 10 cryptocurrencies if you're trading crypto, 20 stock symbols if you're trading equities. And then if you wanted to start a hedge fund with us, we do also have a fund partnership business where we build and construct investment portfolios for our clients. So if you want any more information about either our fund partnerships or the funds that we currently offer, our technology, if you would like to find out some more information about our technology or our software, just feel free to reach out to Jeremy or myself. You can reach Jeremy at algodynamix.com, or you can reach me at tarun@algodynamix.com, and we'd be happy to speak with you further. And I guess with that, I'll send it back over to Jeremy. Thanks.
Yeah, no, thank you, Tarun. Actually, the growth we're seeing also in the fund partnership, actually, which is back to Brian's point too about sort of just enabling more people to sort of do this. What was previously sort of big large hedge fund in-house quant team actually, which actually made no sense. So there we go. So good. Well, thanks for that. Thanks for that, Tarun. Very helpful. We have a few people that managed to get through, so congratulations. Dylan's on there, Bryan Norton's on there. So just guys, don't be shy. Type away, and I think you can come on stage. Actually, Dylan, can I call you on stage? Is that going to work? Do you want to just raise your hand, or I don't know how to get people on stage actually, but there is that functionality where you can just sort of join us. So Dylan, if you can hear that. If not, just type your questions on there again. And then same with Bryan Norton, actually. Okay, there we go. Sure, Dylan, yes, don't be shy. Just raise your hand and you should be able to sort of, okay, the magic of technology. So let's give that a moment. Okay, Dylan, you've been, yes, fingers crossed, actually. We've had a bit of a bad run with the webinar jam technology, actually. So we'll send out the recording. We'll get it on YouTube. So there we go. Dylan has joined the room. This is absolutely magic. Dylan, hello, welcome. Is that working? Can you hear us? Can you see us?
Yeah, I can see everyone.
Well, congratulations. You made it through the webinar jam software. So
yeah, I think the email link was not working for me at first.
Oh, God, no. We'll send out the recording anyway. But Dylan, thank you. Dylan, just a short overview. I think you can give us your background because you're all the way into AI, aren't you? So you've got a fascinating story. So go ahead. The stage is yours.
Yeah, sure. So I got into trading cryptocurrencies back in 2015. I heard in the cafe at my school about some kids that were mining it and trading it online for gift cards, actually. So that was sort of my introduction into the market. And me and my friend were buying things with it. And I remember seeing the price go up over the space of about 2 years. And I said to him, why aren't we holding the Bitcoins? And at this point, we actually had lost about 3 or 4 of them. So just our adventures. And a few years down the line, I got into biotech. So started training in bioanalytics on the Babraham Research Campus with Abzena. And after seeing that company grow and their experiences with raising money, I realized that if I put all of my energy into building something, then I could. So I started trying to start my own ventures. And that sort of brings me to today, where I had this affinity for data and creativity. So I thought the best way for me to get my hands on as much data as possible would be to go and study artificial intelligence at university. So that's what I did. I went to Anglia Ruskin University and I started studying my bachelor's in science in artificial intelligence. And I've seen this like symbiotic relationship sort of come up now with my interests in finance, my interests in creativity, algorithmic trading, and artificial intelligence sort of paint this picture that's led me to where I'm at today.
It's golden era, actually. You have to be careful using that term, Dylan, but it is sort of happy days ahead, isn't it? That's enabling people to make that difference anyway. So, no, brilliant, actually, Dylan. So I think that's that one. And it's probably not public yet, but I think there'll be some more announcements from Dylan at some point. And is that correct, Dylan? Yes, you're gonna.
Yeah, for sure. So me and Jeremy and Tarun are exploring a partnership to develop something in the UK. And I'm very excited for that.
Stay tuned, as they say. Absolutely. Thank you. Fascinating, Dylan. So good. Thank you. And then I think we got, I don't know, Bryan Norton's there too. Actually, we have some other QAs. If not, just type away your questions, and I don't think we just need to make sure that everybody can get through. Once again, congratulations if you managed to figure out the webinar jam software. I think we need to review our processes on that one. So, actually, slightly off topic, Bryan, because you record a lot of podcasts. You do a lot of work there. What's the sort of any thoughts about how to sort of communicate to the world? I said slightly off topic. Yes,
I just switched over to a web platform instead of WordPress. I'm on Wix.
Wix, okay.
And Wix has been excellent. I could host my own sessions on all their software, but they have tight integration with Zoom. So I could do an event and then it'll create the link and boom, boom, boom. And that's it. I'm done. and I just log into my Zoom and we do what we're doing now. No problem. So that's feedback. What I'm using.
Okay, so the technology's there, but I think the operator, the experience, and the know-how still needs to be sort of, it needs on that one. So brilliant, good.
If you want to talk to me about further, let me know. I can.
I think I do actually, Bryan. Thank you for that. Okay, and then who else is there? Bryan Norton. Actually, I don't know if you can hear us. Actually, if you want to. Don't be shy, Bryan. You'll get on stage actually, or whatever. Any comments, any feedback? So I think you have a vast amount of experience. And then Bryan Norton was one of our previous speakers. But by the way, you don't have to be called Bryan to become one of our podcast speakers, by the way. We're open to everybody. So I think Bryan's not a prerequisite. So there we go. Okay. Using VIX. There we go. I think that's good feedback.
It's pretty big. Or it's a lot bigger than people think. And it's really good now. It's getting better.
Okay, it's interesting because the software's out there, but I think
there's too many choices.
Too much choice. Too much choice can work.
Just don't use WordPress.
Well, no, basic website, but nothing else. I guess.
Yes. A static brochure online.
A brochure online, which is WordPress, which it was a blog before. I mean, that's what it was. Yeah. It was a blogging software to get that one. So, okay, good. Well, listen, everyone. No immediate questions. So let's get the recording out so make sure people can actually hear it because. Not everybody managed to get through, unfortunately, so that's fine. But I think it's been absolutely delightful. So Bryan, what is the next step? So join the community, go on the website. What's a good takeaway, Bryan?
Is that from what I'm doing?
Yes, absolutely, from your angle. Yes.
Well, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to build out a private community. Obviously, I'll be charging for that. Okay. With where the AI's based, I can do the consulting work for shops that want to set up their own strategies. So I might start doing that as a teaser. Okay, because I could look at things in the markets and I could set up custom portfolios for people. Yeah. I can bang out the code really quickly now, so I can move into stuff like that. So there's a variety of things I'm doing, but just go to my website, quantlabsnet.com, or I have my YouTube. But things are going to be radically changing quickly because of where I'm at and what I'm focusing on from the trading space. So. Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, so quantlabs.net. There we go. That's
no, it's quant. That's my old domain. I've got a new one from last year. Quantlabsnet.com.
Quantlabsnet.com. Okay, sorry.
Right,
okay.
Yeah. But there'll be a forwarder to it.
There'll be forwarder, and if not, you just Google Bryan Downing, and that's all.
There's lots of Quant Lab clones out there now.
There's only one Bryan Downing.
Well, actually. There is a large high frequency trading shop called Quant Lab out of Houston, Texas. So I just put the S on it and that's a cool name.
and we got a message from the other Bryan, from Bryan Norton. Actually, I'm on the phone. It's okay, Bryan Norton. I think I fully understand it. Actually, so listen, everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you again to our guest speaker, Bryan, to keep us updated. Fascinating thing. And then you are on the Cambridge Crypto Chat too, so that's very helpful. Anybody else on the call, by the way, if you want to be on the Cambridge Crypto WhatsApp chat, just let me know. Very interactive, interesting chat where we discuss, well, not just crypto, by the way, but it's a sort of a window into what's happening in little Cambridge. Well, Cambridge and global, by the way. We're not limited to Cambridge, and you're part of that. So, last words, Bryan. The show was yours. Anything you want to tell us all speakers our recording before we switch off?
I'll just mention the crypto. I think crypto is going to be interesting to watch, but the thing is, combined with the blockchain and all that, that's one space that you can focus on. AI is another, but combining it with the trading and where things are at, I think a lot of firms are finding the capabilities that I am, but obviously they're keeping it to themselves for competitive reasons. But you'll start to find on YouTube a lot of people will start going, hey, I can do this with AI and get my whole fully portfolio with suggestions from the AI and code it at the same time. So you'll see a lot more of that. So that's
I think on the fundamental side too, by the way, I think your point about the analysts and everything else is that's going to change, isn't it, Bryan? So
a big one that was part of that was the rank factoring. What do they call it? Factoring investment, where they have like 40 different parameters and they do a model based around that to build a ranking of whether the best, let's say, stocks are, or whatever parameters they can use as a data source. So that's still going on, but the AI is now able to do it because it does it behind the scenes. So
yeah, absolutely good. Well, boys and girls, absolutely fabulous. Stay tuned. Make sure you are on the if you want to join the WhatsApp group, or just make sure you're on the AlgoDynamix mailing list. So we have these regular podcasts with the who's who, people like Bryan. We've got our regular.
Thanks a lot for hosting me as well.
No, thank you, Bryan. Thank you. And then other podcasts too. And Tarun, anything else? Did I miss anything else? I think we've got a whole event of series coming up, aren't we? So we've got
I think you covered everything. Just one last time, if anyone wants more information about our company, you can visit our website, check out our monthly podcasts, or send Jeremy or myself an email.
Good. On that note, all have a lovely day, and catch you on the next event. So over and out from now. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, bye. See ya.
Bye.